Hello, and welcome to another episode of Electric Productions. I'm Jay, and today we're going to be playing Greedy Guns. Roll intro. Alright, so what is Greedy Guns? Well, according to the website for this game, it's Metal Slug meets Metroid. Now, I love Metal Slug. I've been a big fan since I was a kid, and I love Super Metroid on Super NES. I played Metroid on NES, and it was a great game. But I tell you, Super Metroid on the Super NES, it really captured me as a kid, and I played that game 3 or 4 times all the way through. So I'd say both of those games have a fairly large influence on my gaming likes and dislikes. So let's take a look here and see how true that claim is. So let's go ahead and start a new game. We're going to jump in with this bloke on the left here. Now I have tried to play it with mouse and keyboard, and I'm sure I just haven't fiddled around with it enough. But what I found is that I could move around just fine with the keyboard, but the mouse, for whatever reason, and I'm moving my mouse right now, and it's not recognizing. It's just not recognizing it. So I did look at the settings. There's not a lot of settings for this game, but I did look at the settings, and I didn't really find anything that allowed me to switch over easily. So I'm going to go the lazy route here, and I'm just going to pop in with the controller, and let's just see how we do. I played maybe 5 minutes of the game, just making sure that it ran okay, and that I didn't think my system was going to have any problems with it. But so right off the bat, we've got movement with the left stick and aiming with the right stick. The right trigger fires. We've got jump there, and when we hold X, it puts a shield up around us that has a recharge to it. So let's go ahead and put up that shield now and block out some of those shots. It doesn't appear that I'm doing any real damage to the cart that this enemy is on. Now the game... Oh, okay. So he kind of took care of himself there. The game does claim to be hard, difficult. It basically says, that by beating certain portions of the game, you're going to feel rewarded just because of how challenging it is, and that it requires a lot of precision. So it touts itself as a hardcore game. We'll see how true that is. I'm going to be honest with you. I like difficult games. I don't like games that are hard for the sake of being hard. Okay, it looks like we're playing as Bob here. I don't like games that are hard for the sake of being hard. I like games that are difficult because they're challenging and they're well designed, and they're difficult by design. And I know that probably seems like I'm saying the exact same thing. I'm not articulating it very well, and I apologize for that. We're going to die here. Yes, Bob, I agree with you. How indeed did we get ourselves into this mess? And now we'll find out. Earlier that day. So right away, I'm seeing the Metroid inspiration there. Super Metroid starts with your ship landing on, well, it doesn't start, but very early in the game, you land on an alien planet. Smooth landing. Hand. Listen up. Your goal is to neutralize a primordial creature northeast from here. HoloCorp is willing to pay a small fortune for a sample of its DNA. Bob, that's what I like to hear. Consider it dead. Bob is a man of few words, and I respect that, Bob. What's that smell? It's not me, Bob. You don't want to know? Readings show that the regurgitated matter is quite poisonous. So the puke will kill me. Oh, Bob, you and I are getting along well. Yep. Okay, so, yeah, the writing is simple. It's not going to win any awards for its writing, but you know what? That's okay. Can we go up here? So there's a double jump, as you can see here. Okay. Can't get through there yet. So, again, another sort of Metroid-esque. Yes, I already know how to double jump, but thank you for that hand-holding. I watched an article on YouTube not long ago, and somebody was articulating why they found Mega Man to be such a genius game. And the reason that they found Mega Man to be so intelligent was Mega Man didn't have to tell you double tap A for your double jump. It would put you in a position where you would inadvertently do that, and you would kind of learn just by doing. And I am not trying to not give credit where credit is due. I feel bad. I don't remember whose channel this was that I was watching it on. But you know, this isn't me saying that. This was something that this gentleman said, and I apologize that I can't remember who it was. But anyway, I like games that teach you the controls by putting you in positions where it almost just comes naturally to you. There is too much hand-holding these days. And I think that it can be a bit of a problem. When it becomes too much, it makes us dumber gamers, and we're not dumb gamers. Our attention spans may be shorter these days as a product of our environment, but we're not dumb. Okay, so the art style. Very clean. It's got a very clean, comic-esque art style. Maybe something that you would see on Armor Games or, you know, one of the online Flash sites. It's not bad, and it's not quite as simplistic as some of those Flash sites. It's got a fit and finish to it, and a bit of polish on it that, you know, I think is higher than some of those sites. So one thing I'm noticing here is, you know, our shots are stopped by terrain objects. The enemy shots are not. And I get it. I understand. You know, it would be too easy if they couldn't hit us. But I do not like, and I am not a fan of when you see that kind of discrepancy. Oh man, just got. Okay, I'm getting wrecked pretty bad there. It's my own stupid fault, but yeah, I was thinking we. And I don't know what this money is good for. We've already got 700 coins down there at the bottom. Okay, and that's health. Here we go. But yeah, if you design enemies where they can traverse the environment and do damage to you, don't give them cheats. So we already know that stuff's toxic right there, and that's fine. Okay. So I can't. Okay, I got that. I was gonna say I don't naturally grab ledges. Doesn't look like anything here is destructible. Okay, so there are hidden environmental areas here, which is good. That's a plus. I do like that. I like when there's like little indicators. There is a game that I have played a lot, and that was interesting. The whole screen was shaking there for a second, like almost like I hit something, or something was, there was a large creature in the room, but I guess it was nothing. Okay, and there's your indicator right there that there's a way through getting through the wall. See, this is what I'm talking about. So this is smart. I'm not the quickest bulb in the bunch here, but because I wasn't paying attention. So by walking into this room, we see that there's a room above us, and we see that there's a door. And then we think, okay, so there was no door out here that I saw. Yeah, that's shaking. But we look and we say, okay, but there's got to be a way in here, because we just saw and lo and behold, we discover that there are holes in the walls and secret areas. All right, so let's keep moving here. So art style is very clean. I don't dislike it. It's a little on the simplistic side, but I don't dislike it. This place is quite big, so if you feel lost, just press start to open the map. Okay, so there's our map, and we can see that we are filling out our map as we go. There's an indicator that there's something to our top right that we'd like to get to. Let's see what else we got in here. We've got ship, objective, store, and teleport. So we don't have a store yet. Let's look at our options. So we just have sound and music. And then when you go in here, see, and yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It might just be because I have a controller plugged in, it defaults to using the controller. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, so we can't jump up through the terrain. We've got another enemy there. Whoa. So the enemies take a fair amount of damage. I'm hoping that there's weapon upgrades in the game. Okay. I already know that these guys will shoot flames. Grab my cash. See if there's a secret here. Sure as not. The jump, if you just rapidly double tap your jump, you will expend both jumps and not get near as much verticality. So it behooves you to hit that second jump at the apex of your first jump. The controls are precise enough. Aiming's precise enough. The jumping feels a little sticky. It doesn't have a sharpness and responsiveness that I would like to see. It's not bad to the point where, I feel like it's broken. So when we were outside before, you noticed that the shots from the enemies were stopped, or not stopped by the terrain, but now inside, they are stopped by the terrain. So I'm not sure if, not sure if we'll see that trend continue or it kind of goes back and forth. Right. So far we've seen 2 or 3 different enemy variants, and that's about it. Okay. Again, putting us in a position where we're discovering things on our own. That's nice. Back this way with no. Go ahead. Oh, okay. Not a problem. Go. That area of vines seems almost a little suspicious, but let's see if we can. Nope, nothing there. Let's try shooting just in case. Nope. All right. The music is pleasant but forgettable. Surrounded fairly well here. Let's go ahead and take out some of the roaming enemies. Now, at the rate that we're gathering currency, makes me think that whatever we purchase in the game is going to be expensive. So let's go ahead and grab this health while we've got it. Because we're already at almost 3,000 gold or currency. Okay, so they put us in close proximity to some of these jumping creatures. And I'm sure that we'll probably... Oh. So we've got 3 of these guys. Okay, so there's our first death. So we start back here. I don't necessarily see a number of lives. I'm sure we have a limited number of lives. I picked the wrong spot to stand. Definitely be easier with a mouse, simply because the joystick it's not terrible, but it's not the most precise thing in the world. And this does require some precision aiming. Oh boy. So this kind of setup for fighting enemies, it doesn't do a whole lot for me, I'm going to be honest. It's fine. It offers a little bit of challenge, but it's monotonous. it doesn't really offer challenge that much either. I mean, let's be honest. Okay, so we got a piece of something. Yeah. Bob is really excited about that thing. And I'm sure that in a moment here they'll probably explain that thing is... Okay, so an unlocked device. It's probably something that increases our health or something like that. I'm gonna go back in here and just make sure I don't think this is anything. And it's not. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so we've got some random... So far, enemy variety seems to be kind of lacking. Ourselves some more gold. Now, I don't know if those enemies are going to be kind of going in a circle here. I regret that decision immediately. Okay. So this swirl of enemies is not beatable with our current weaponry, making them more of an environmental... Okay, I thought maybe there was a pattern that I could avoid their movement there, but they kind of honed in on me. So let's move through here quickly. Yep, there they come. So it's pushing us through this area pretty fast, which is fine. They are going to continue to follow me. So we're just going to go ahead and jump that guy. Go ahead and kill some of them and garnish a little bit more gold. I'm going to try to kill as many of these enemies as possible because this area doesn't offer a lot of movement. Yeah, and here they come. So here it seems like doing shorter quick jumps gets us there faster so that we don't have to waste time falling down. And let's just get over here and out of the way really quick. Let's take a look at our map. So I'm going to go out here and see if this room offered me some health, maybe. Interesting. Hey, I see you're getting quite a bit of action going on. You should use the store terminal and buy a better weapon. That sounds like a fantastic idea to me. So here we go. Our pistol's already equipped. Rapid fire costs us 3,450 gold. I don't see my... Oh, I've got 3,822. I don't see anything else for sale. So let's do it. And with that, you can't buy anything else. So while you can grind for... You're kidding, right? Oh, okay. So, really fast shot. Probably doesn't do as much damage. But let's give it a whirl here and see... You know, I'm really starting to dislike these enemies. They're just a real nuisance. But we sure got a lot of... Actually, it wasn't that much gold. Okay. The screen will kill you. It does not scroll as fast as you can. Okay, so I can definitely verify that it does less damage, for sure. It took a lot longer to take out one of those spiky creatures than my regular blaster did. You've got to be kidding me. So it seems like The game's idea of difficulty is a lot of enemies on screen at the same time. Um, it's going to take some skill to overcome that. It's going to be about positioning. The thing when you throw a lot of enemies at somebody is sometimes it seems more like it's luck of the draw a little bit, rather than necessarily um, your skill level. I hate to take it back. Well, we'll compare it to Metroid. So I do see, Metroid wouldn't throw a ton of enemies at you. Not usually. They throw a few at you at the same time, but not usually, not like this game is. But again, this game says that its inspiration is both Metroid and Metal Slug. Metal Slug very much enjoyed throwing a lot of enemies at you at the same time. So, I understand and see, whoops, get myself in a bit of a pickle here. Go ahead and get some verticality so the shot will end up going over my head. Now I'll hit the ground. Actually, I can jump out. And I'm sure that's not the last round of it. Okay, I was wrong. That was weird. There was a number that appeared over my head, so I believe I was underneath of the screen, and it would have killed me if the screen had stayed above me for long enough, which means we're probably going to see some levels where the screen's going to artificially rise on its own, and we're going to have to keep up, or else we'll die if we get below the screen for too long. So let's just see. I think more than likely, yep. So the way that the game controls you simply grinding for infinite amounts of money is by putting a cap on what you can purchase. Try to be a little different this time. I'll give it a try. You just get overwhelmed by the enemies. This corner seems to be pretty much the best spot you can go. So when we go over here this time to the left, I'm actually going to switch back to my main shot here. Jump these guys. Take them out. Okay, so if he doesn't spin infinitely, he does have a limit on how far he'll spin. Let's switch back here to this shot. Might be time for me to get a new controller as well, because it feels like my joystick has a tendency to want to aim more upwards. Could just be me not playing with the controller very often too. There are a few games that I do enjoy playing with a controller, just because they're better than mouse and keyboard, and a lot of times it is with side scrollers. But with this one, since you have such pinpoint aiming that you need to do, I think, and you don't do a whole lot as far as jumping in this game, not yet anyway. That's not to say that it's not, we're just going to leave him. Jump them. So, one of the problems with games like this is you just end up wanting to avoid the enemies, because we can only buy stuff when it lets us buy stuff, and we're so they can throw that. And there is a certain monotony that's already settling in here, and that monotony is the monotony is already setting in with this game. It just is. There's not a lot of variety of enemy types. I'm not feeling super driven to explore the environment. The environment is very same. It's not doing a whole lot for me. It's I do like the kind of the sharp, clean graphics, and I'm disappointed in myself. I thought I had that. And the backgrounds are kind of nice there. The jungle's in the background, but there's not a ton of variety. The last room we were in had the same jungle background area. All right, so we're still not equipped yet with what we need for that. Before we go up there, okay, you can't. Okay, there we go. Secret area. All right, Bob says, it reads, the ones that kickstarted the greed are in stone honored. Weird. So this must have been a Kickstarter campaign. Yep, I got it, Bob. So that's somebody's face who, paid enough money to be in this game. Yep, that's a thing. What I was saying is that you can't artificially scroll the screen down. So once you get to a certain point, you can't see what's below you. Oh, here comes a boss for sure. This game to me is a lot less Metroid. And really, it's not even Metal Slug. One of the things about Metal Slug is it had a certain charm to it. It did, there was a lot of the same soldiers, but those soldiers had, there was a lot of variety to those soldiers. There's different kinds, they had different weapons. The environments were very different. You'd be fighting on a train, then you'd be, fighting underground, and then you'd be on rail cars, and then this game really reminds me of like Newgrounds Flash. It reminds me of very, I say high production, but I mean in comparison to Newgrounds Flash, it's high production. And there were some great games on Newgrounds. I'm not knocking. I mean, some people put some crazy time, effort, energy, and talent into making Flash games. There's no doubt about that. But a lot of those Flash games are really just simplistic Flash games, and this really is the kind of thing that I would expect to find on Newgrounds. Now, if I found it on there, I'd be really impressed. But I think the asking price is like $12 or something like that, maybe even a little more for this. Nope. I would say you're looking at $2.99 to maybe $4.99 for this. That's it. Okay, so it wants us to go left. It definitely does. But before we go left, okay, or right. I'm curious about fall damage too. There is none. So what's down here? Yeah, we'll take some health. So if I shoot this, okay, so we opened up, a path now for traversal, so we can shortcut a little bit. Not a lot. I don't know that shortcut was really that necessary, in all honesty, because we could just as easily fall straight down the room we were just in and be pretty much right back to the same spot. So which way? Left or right? Right? Okay. Oh boy. So being hit will affect your jump, how far you're going and whatnot. So let's do this a little differently this time. Let's see if this is going to be an endless stream of enemies, or if the enemies have a limitation to their numbers. They don't. So I am going to try and prioritize the enemies that are firing, you know, the plasma type balls at me. And I know that they probably want me to treat this in such a way where I just try to jump through it and avoid a lot of stuff. I think it might be a little bit easier to simply try to stem the tide of enemies and then move forward. I could be wrong. Maybe they... I'm going to go ahead and take that second hit there. And I'm going to go ahead and move forward. What do we got here? More coinage. Okay. Anything hidden here? Come on, guys. For real, we just came over here for some coins that I could... Seriously? So, I'm not trying to be negative, and I'm not trying to... Look, I cannot sit here and design this game. I don't have the skill, nor the capabilities, nor the talents, nor the time, nor the patience. You know, I just don't. So, those who cannot criticize, and that is more true in the gaming community than anywhere else. You know, everybody's a critic, everybody's a cynic. Everybody knows how to do it better. He's still... And it's so easy to sit there and to criticize somebody else's work. And yeah, people get triggered when you sit there and criticize their work, and everybody's like, oh, don't be so sensitive, take constructive criticism and stuff. You know, it's not our fault that it's a crappy game. But at the same time, you know, these games represent a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, you know, and the thing that comes from it is this. If you're going to make a game and you want it to do well, you need to have, well, can't buy anything new. Can't even buy anything new right now. Am I missing something here? Is there something? No, there's no, that's it. And I can't, yeah. Great. You need to have creativity. You need to have something that makes your project unique. You need to have, oh boy. So here we go, guys. Here's a boss. Bob versus Mother Roll. Okay, so looks like Mother Roll here has these. I expected that. And Mother Roll's gonna keep speeding up, dropping more and more of these little enemies, and it's gonna get to the point where you guys are probably going to have a seizure just watching this. I'm a little concerned just because I was noticing how little her health was going down. So I'm sure that now they're going to reset maybe? And she looks like a freaking advertisement for that dry eyes vising stuff. So I could already tell it's going to be better to stay in the middle here simply because the enemies are going to drop. We've got a little bit of bullet hell shooter. I'm going to take out that enemy quickly because I'm not going to be able to jump around and maneuver too much. And there we go. A crap ton of gold coins and a piece of DNA. Oh, Bob, you lucky devil.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'll have more of that, whatever that was. You found the primordial DNA we were looking for. Thanks to Holocorp patented tech, the DNA recovered has been added to your own. For testing, of course. Thanks, I guess. But what does that mean exactly? It means that if you didn't die, you should have a new ability. Wait, what? It means that if you didn't die, you should have a new ability. Well, we're having this conversation, so I'm fairly certain I'm alive. We aren't sure what yet. Oh boy. So the writing is really top notch. Okay, so I got a roll ability that helps me to get through without taking damage. We've got something. Okay. So we've got one of the ring wraiths from Lord of the Rings, and he took something. Let's go ahead and grab the health. At this point, guys, I think you guys have a pretty good idea of what this game is about. I'm going to go ahead right now and say that this is very... I see the Metroid influences. I see the Metal Slug influences. I would say that the comparison is very much a stretch. It's like saying my Honda Civic is inspired by a Ferrari because they both have four wheels and an engine. Okay. Interesting. That rolling ability seems to make you invulnerable. Find your way back to the ship once there, and I'll give you your new target. Alright. Alright, guys. I think I think that's going to do it at this point for... Bob says, well, can't go back that way I came. I need to find another way to the ship. And look at that. Lucky us. There was, one of those waterfalls right there. And this is the Metroid part. So you get unlocks, and getting those unlocks, it lets you explore new areas. And yes, it's Metal Gear-esque in that you can articulate where you want to shoot. More so than like Metroid, where it was more... I think you had diagonal in Metroid, but that was pretty much it. So, and now we're going to do the same arena style. So, is it the worst game I've ever played? No, not by a long shot. It's not a bad game. It's not. It's not a very good game either. It is a game, and it is... You can have some fun playing it. If you really like side-scrolling, platform-style games, then this may be a game that you're interested in playing. If you like some basic exploration, and if you like, earning currency so that you can buy new things, then there might be enough here to... No, we're not going to do that, Bob. Then it might be enough for you to enjoy. I would very much encourage waiting for a sale on this game. I think the asking price is too high for the cost of admission. But you may find that it's... That's an egg, I think. And there is little things like that you'll come across that seem like, okay, that's pretty cool. But then you go back to kind of fighting the same 3 enemies, and you're reminded by the fact that, you're getting bored and tired of the game. The game is just... I don't know that the juice is worth the squeeze here, honestly. So, guys, that's going to do it for me for today. Thanks so much for stopping by and participating on this journey with me. It's been... We've had some fun playing it, and my dad. If you want to see more of this, for whatever reason, and you want me to do a more in-depth review of it, by all means, leave that in the comment section below, and I'll see what I can do. I'm going to be putting another video up here shortly, very, very shortly, probably within the next 24 hours. Still want to do Agents of Chaos. I've been enjoying playing that, and I've been having a lot of fun in it. I know it's gotten those kind of negative press, negative reviews, but I found it to be fairly enjoyable, really. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So have a wonderful day. Thanks again,